Welcome to a brand new episode of CNB. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Partner, and yes, this is a very different setting for the show because it is a very different time that we are living in. The whole world has been gripped by a crisis. People are being asked to stay away, not crowd places, and work from home. It's no different for us here at Team CNB, and we want to try and guarantee, or at least come close to guaranteeing, the well being of all of our team members, and so which is why Team Car and Bike is working tirelessly from home to bring you the very best, the very latest from the world of wheels. You see that on our website, carandbike.com, and you certainly see it here on the show. And what an action packed lineup we have for you. There's lots that's been packaged, raring to go, and we'll jump straight into it with the Toyota Vellfire. Now, this car is called the Alphard in some markets. It's a luxurious premium MPV offering that's bigger and certainly higher priced than the Innova Krista. It kind of takes on the Mercedes-Benz V-Class, but there's plenty to take you through. King Shuk found out when he drove the car.
The Toyota Innova has been the long-standing champion in the MPV space, for 15 years in fact. And now, with the launch of the Kia Carnival, Toyota did get a sense of things getting competitive as the Carnival feels slightly plusher, which is why Toyota decided to up its MPV game and go for the uber premium Mercedes-Benz V-Class segment with the new Toyota Vellfire. We experienced the Toyota Vellfire for a rather brief period of time, and that too at Toyota's test track at its plant in Karnataka. So these are just first impressions. Keep watching this space for a comprehensive review which will be coming very soon. So this is the Toyota Vellfire. It is a high-end luxurious panel van. Yes, it is a panel van, and Toyota is not calling it a people carrier. This one, it is positioned as a premium luxurious brand. So people like celebrities, movie stars, sports stars, and so on and so forth, they would really want to have this one in their garage. And as far as the design goes, well, you could see that there's a lot of bling, there's a lot of chrome at the front end. It is quite eye-catching. There is a lot of presence there, but I'm not sure that the chrome factor here is for me. Maybe for the target audience, this is exactly what they want. One thing is for sure, the cabin, the interior of the Toyota Vellfire, it's very, very luxurious. It's like a small cocoon of comfort for yourself. And in most cases, people who will own the Vellfire in India, they're going to be spending the maximum time here at the rear. And the rear seats, as you can see, are very, very comfortable. There are features like ambient lighting, smartphone connectivity, and multiple reading lights too. What we really missed are middle seats, the massage function, and ventilation. Now, coming to the few bits that we did not quite like. The fit and finish on certain areas inside the cabin do not feel up to the mark. For example, the whole panel around the gear lever and the buttons accompanying it. The other eyesore is the touchscreen infotainment system on the dashboard. Like on most Toyotas, this one too feels like an aftermarket fitment. The Vellfire is a hybrid electric vehicle, and it gets a 2.5-litre petrol engine which pumps out 87 brake horsepower at 4700 rpm and has a peak torque output of 198 Newton meters between 2800 and 4000 rpm. Those numbers sound underwhelming. By themselves, yes. But the Vellfire also gets two electric motors at the front and rear axle, making 105 kilowatts and 50 kilowatts respectively, with the total power output rated at 196 brake horsepower. The front wheels are driven via an eCVT gearbox, but the Vellfire also gets an electronic four-wheel drive which helps the car stay stable when driving at high speeds. In accordance with the rules laid down by the company, we weren't supposed to exceed 60 km per hour on the test track and had just a 45-minute window to drive the car. Our brief time driving the car revealed that the Vellfire does have the power to build up speeds quickly. We'll also reserve our comments on the ride quality and the handling of the van, as a test schedule permitted us to drive the car only on the test track, consisting of smooth tarmac and flowing turns. We expect it to be priced at around 85 to 90 lakh rupees ex-showroom. The car has a lot to offer and is genuinely comfortable, especially for the rear passengers. But it has its work cut out as it sits between the Kia Carnival at one end of the MPV spectrum and the Mercedes-Benz V-Class on the other. Both cars offer solid value for money, and Toyota needs to price it well in order to get its hand on the substantial slice of the MPV pie in the Indian car market.
That's the Toyota Vellfire. Now, during the Auto Expo last month, there was one little vehicle that got a lot of my attention, and certainly I wasn't the only one. The Atom from Mahindra is a solution for the last mile. It's electric, it's kind of like a quadricycle. It's better than an auto rickshaw, they say, and yet doesn't have the trappings of a small car, especially in terms of cost. Here's our first look at the Atom.
This is Mahindra's answer to the quadricycle segment. It's called Atom, and it's an all-electric vehicle based on the concept we saw at the 2018 Auto Expo. It is in fact India's first all-electric quadricycle. The two-door electric vehicle is compact, efficient, and the answer to last-mile connectivity woes across the country. It is safer too than a three-wheeler thanks to its monocoque construction and four wheels. And of course, because of that, agile too. In terms of proportions, the Atom is similar in size when compared to the Bajaj Qute, which is its chief rival. It gets short overhangs to maximize interior space, while the tall stance translates into ample headroom. The large glass area too adds to the sense of space. Inside, the Atom will be able to ferry 3 individuals. The seating layout is like that of a three-wheeler, with the driver up front and a bench seat at the rear. It also comes with air conditioning, 4G capability with connected car technology, and a mobile docking station. A screen will be available for in-car entertainment, and buyers will also get an app to track the car, monitor range, and also the charging time.
Gotta love the turning radius on this thing. Now the Atom is getting so much attention here at the Expo. I'm glad I'm getting a chance to drive it, because the whole point here is that it's not a car, it's about last mile connectivity, plain and simple. That's the whole idea behind this concept. It was actually an actual concept at the last Auto Expo, and now it's going into production very soon, and that's been confirmed by Mahindra. And that's the part that excites me, because you know, there's a reason people are getting excited about this car when they see it here at the Expo, and that reason quite simply is this kind of a solution on last mile, well, it just doesn't exist. So all of you using bus feeder services, the metro, and then getting frustrated with the lack of those rickshaws or cabs, this could be that very quick solution. We don't know about its range yet, we don't know about the tech specs, which aren't being sort of divulged by Mahindra just yet. But it launches later this year, so we'll get to know all of that for sure. And interesting stat, it's 34% smaller than a Wagoner, the typical cab, and it's 25% bigger than an auto rickshaw. So it gives you the convenience of a rickshaw, but the comfort of a cab.
It's too early to talk about pricing on the Mahindra Atom, but we do know that the Indian auto giant plans to introduce the electric quadricycle towards the end of 2020. The quadricycle segment is still nascent in India.
Staying with vehicles that you certainly want to know more about, the Jeep Compass, new variant, one that was long awaited, the diesel automatic. Yes, this is BS6, and yes, it is that brand new gearbox that you've been waiting for. And yes, we spent some time with it to bring you our very first impressions on the car. Ameya and I drove it, and here is that review.
A Jeep Compass with a diesel engine and an automatic transmission. How we have waited to see this combination on the compact SUV. And it's been a long time coming.
With BS6 norms kicking in very soon, car manufacturers are going out of their way to please customers to buy their products. And well, something similar has happened to Jeep. As you can see, it's nothing different to see from inside or outside. It's still the Compass. But what it has under the hood is a BS6 engine, a 2-liter BS6 engine, and of course, an automatic transmission. Something that all of us have been waiting for. In fact, when the company launched the Trailhawk in the country, we all expected this day to come. But finally it's here, and the company has made it even more interesting because it's a BS6 engine and yes, a 9-speed automatic.
The Jeep Compass diesel automatic is available in two variants, Longitude and Limited. First things first, it's refined, and the hushed tone of the engine even at idle takes you by surprise, and the refinement is seen even in the way it drives.
So the 2-litre in this one is BS6 compliant, as we already told you. This one churns out 170 brake horsepower, 350 Newton meters of torque on offer. That's pretty good. And it's actually that 9-speed automatic transmission that makes a lot of difference, because basically it is extremely seamless, and frankly, every time you put your foot down, well, there is enough power at your disposal.
The shifts of the gears are seamless, and there's enough power provided to you by the gearbox, especially if you start engaging it in manual mode. And that brings out a different aspect of the car. We sorely missed the paddle shifters on this one, as it would have just upped the game for Jeep. The power delivery is not too exciting though, it's more gradual, and the linear delivery of the power kind of makes you go into cruise mode rather than flooring the accelerator, and leaves you wanting more from the engine. Features on the top spec variant include a larger 8.4-inch Uconnect infotainment screen, dual pane panoramic sunroof, plush leather interiors, 8-way powered seat for the driver, auto headlamps, rain sensing wipers, auto dimming IRVM, and 6 airbags, and of course larger 18-inch alloy wheels. So is it worth buying then? Hell yeah! It's the best of all the worlds in the Compass range, and we won't bat an eyelid before recommending it. With prices starting at 21,96,000 rupees going all the way up to 24,99,000 rupees, the diesel auto is just about 2 lakh rupees less expensive than the Trailhawk. So the diesel automatic then is for those who love cruising in and out of work, tackling the daily traffic, and of course, if you wish to throw in the occasional outdoor activity of off-roading, it does not disappoint on that front either.
We'll take a very short break here on CNB. We are back with a lot more. Please keep watching. Welcome back. Now, Morocco is not the ideal place to catch a tiger in the wild, but we did just that. The Triumph Tiger 900, ready to be unleashed, and took on all the elements in Morocco, everything we threw at the bike, and came through very well. The launch is next month here in India, so perfect timing then to bring you all the details.
The Triumph Tiger 800 is perhaps one of the most important models for Triumph Motorcycles India. It is the market leader too in terms of ADV sales in the country. It is versatile, tough, and has the ability to take you places where most motorcycles won't. But the new Triumph Tiger 900, it is such a massive improvement on the Tiger 800. We threw everything possible at the all-new Tiger 900, and it passed all the tests with flying colors. And here's why. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we have had 2 full days of riding the new Triumph Tiger 900s. On my left is the 900 GT, and on my right is the 900 Rally. So the Rally, it replaces the XCX, while the GT, it replaces the XRX range. Now, talking about the GT first, of course you see the visual changes on both motorcycles. The front end, it's completely different. Apart from that, the motorcycles, they have a slimmer profile, they have a narrow waistline. What this means is, these motorcycles, they're lighter by 5 kilograms, and they feel much more manageable, much more accessible than the Tiger 800s.
But now, it looks leaner and meaner, especially with the slim LED headlamps up front, the narrower face and the shorter beak. These make for a more aggressive and a purposeful stance, along with new frame and new bodywork. Needless to say, the Tiger looks much more menacing now. The fuel tank and the body panels get a redesign too, and are more angular now, shaving off some of the bulk that the previous model carried. The other big changes include a new bolted-on subframe and a bifurcated radiator which optimizes heat management. Triumph now offers Marzocchi suspension on the GT range and Showa on the rally range. The front suspension consists of 45mm cartridge type USDs, while the rear gets a monoshock. The GT has a travel of 180mm at the front and 170mm at the rear, while the rally gets 240mm of travel all around. Triumph has done well to offer a bucket load of features on the new Tiger 900. First and foremost, there is a new TFT screen which is bigger and offers a range of customization options. Secondly, you can now connect your phone to the motorcycle via Bluetooth. The bikes also get up to 6 riding modes with options to customize the ABS, traction control, suspension and so on. The riding modes are Road, Rain, Sport, Off-Road, Off-Road Pro and Rider.
Talking about the changes in the engine, both motorcycles, they still get a triple. They have the triple cylinder engine, but they get a slight bump in the displacement. These motorcycles displace 888cc. Now what that means is the firing order of the cylinders, it has been changed to 1, 3 and 2. Again, this means that there's a wave of torque all throughout the rev range. And also the characteristic of the engine, it is more gruff, more likable. It's more like a V-twin rather than a triple.
The new engine now offers up to 10% more torque, which is 87 Newton meters at 7,250 RPM. The mid-range itself gets a 12% boost. The peak power output stays the same, which is 94 brake horsepower at 8,750 RPM. Our first day of riding saw us covering over 300 kilometers, and the route was a mix of beautiful 4-lane highways peppered with the occasional broken tarmac and some twisties thrown in. We were on the Tiger 900 GT, and after a few hours of riding, it was clear that the new Tiger 900 was a completely different beast. Lighter, lower and stronger mid-range translated into effortless mile munching and some serious pull too.
But if you want to go off-roading, the 900 Rally is what you would like to have in your garage. Compared to the old 800, this is a huge step up. What makes it so different? It is lighter, the engine itself is 2.5 kilograms lighter, and overall this bike is 5 kgs lighter. Apart from that, the riding geometry has been changed, so it's easy to stand up and ride. And what makes all the difference is the front end. It doesn't feel as top heavy as the old 800. This makes going off-road on this motorcycle really easy.
We rode the 900 Rally with Pirelli Scorpion Rally tires along with calibrated suspension over loose gravel, sand, packed sand, rocky trails and slush. And not once did the Tiger 900 feel out of its elements. A lot of it has to do with the lower center of gravity too. We quite liked the way the suspension and its 240 mm of travel worked. The way the forks moved up and down was measured, and not once did it feel wallowy or soft. The new generation Triumph Tiger 900 ticks all the right boxes for those who are looking to have a mid-size ADV in their garage. It becomes even more versatile, has better performance on tarmac, and even when you take it to the back and beyond of civilization. Triumph Motorcycles India is looking at an April 2020 launch for the new Tiger 900, and we really can't wait to have a go at it again.
So that's a wrap on what's been an interestingly different episode in terms of its setting. Now remember, it's a crazy time we're living in, and so we are going to strive really hard to continue to bring you everything that you want to see. The new Honda City, that drive's gotten postponed. The Creta just got launched last week, but you know what? We're dying to get our hands on these cars. We will. We'll do it safely, we'll do it responsibly, and we will continue to engage with you online. So if there's a discussion or a conversation you want to have, please reach out to me at Sid Partnkar. If there's something you'd like to see or even refresh your memory on in terms of one of our earlier reviews or anything else, you can do that on carandbike.com, or again, reach out to me and maybe we'll even put it on the show. And remember, if you're stepping out, masks, sanitizers, hand wash, very, very necessary. Please don't step out unless you have to. And if you must, of course, please wear your seatbelts, please wear your helmets. Bye-bye for now.